Reed Brendan O'Brien, and myself, Reena Ezra, and our special guest for the evening, Mason Smajstrla.
Yes!
There we go.
Nailed it.
I didn't get it right.
Smajstrla.
Nope, can't say it again. It's gone.
Don't worry about it.
Okay,
I
got it once.
If anyone who is listening to this has the last name Smith and you are a single man, preferably not straight white man, like so white straight man. And if you don't have any like pictures on your, dating profile holding a fish, I would love for you to slide into my DMs.
So you could be Mason Smith.
Mason Smith. I don't know. I like my middle name is Mason. I mean, my middle name is Ann, so like I like Mason Ann. And sometimes whenever I like do a comedy show and they're like, "Welcome to the stage, Mason's," I'm like, just say Mason Ann, like, or just Mason, like make it like Cher, Madonna, like just one name.
Would you change it as like for a stage name, or you're keeping?
I mean, if it meant more money, yes. If some agent or someone was like, "Listen, I have something to say. Okay, let's think about the name," and then like, boom, rocket to stardom. I'd be like, "Let's fucking change it. I don't care.
No problem.
Make me an Elizabeth."
What is the background? Where does the name come from?
It's Czechoslovakian. And I wish I knew more.
Oh.
I once traveled to where Prague is in the Czech Republic. So when I got to Prague, I was like, oh, these are my people. Like, I'm finally going to be in a place where they know my last name.
Yeah.
And literally, they're like, "What the fuck?" Like, no one knew. They still had no idea what my last name was. So I think it's more Slovakian.
Oh, interesting.
But I've never been. Yeah, all I know is that my grandfather like didn't go through Ellis Island. He like immigrated a long time ago, like through the Gulf of Mexico. So like they didn't change the last name.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Do you ever plan to go to Slovakia?
Maybe. Do they have comedy there?
They have comedy.
I'm just saying. I'm just kidding. I don't think I would be able to.
There's no
I don't think that my humor would match their humor.
You never know. You have to try.
Yeah, but I mean, I have such like wanderlust right now. I want to travel like everywhere after being cooped up for a year. So fuck it, I'll go to Slovakia. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I agree with that.
What's on your list? Where are your places that you're thinking about going that you've been thinking about?
Oh man, I love Belgium. I went once and it's just like, it's like the whole place is just an aphrodisiac. Literally, it's like you walk down, because like Belgian waffles, right? And you think Belgian chocolate. And like you walk down the streets and it's just, you smell everything. It smells so good. You smell waffles, you smell chocolate, and like there's still like very old, beautiful buildings with like those little bitty bridges. Like, the kinds where you're like, is this a dollhouse?
Yeah.
But you're like, this is just a small bridge.
Yeah.
And it's very cute. And then they have like old carriage rides going through. I don't know. It was just like a really peaceful place where like there weren't a lot of tourists. It just seems like it's this little well-kept place that no one knows about.
Sounds like a beautiful place to retire.
Wow, and you just blew up that spot on our podcast.
Oh yeah, so go to Belgium,
guys.
Bruges is where it's at.
What the smell you're describing feels like that's what heaven should smell like.
It literally, like, you know how at Disneyland and Disney World they like pump smells into the air to make people buy their shit?
No,
I did not know that.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know that? Oh yeah,
been to both places, didn't know
and
that.
It worked.
I like have a weird. I have weird Disney knowledge, and I have a lot of friends that have worked for Disney. And yeah, they have little bitty like spritzers tucked into like their fake rocks and shit on the property. And then they spray like smells of like fresh waffles and like, like waffle cones.
Yes.
And like
funnel
just,
cake.
Funnel cake and like churros and popcorn. And it makes people want to buy everything.
Wow.
So, I mean, I'd say it's working pretty well for us.
Is it true with the mascots in Disney where like they're on such a strict schedule or you can't take your head off in front of
no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's unheard of.
Online where like a person threw up in their their costume because they weren't like allowed to like leave their post.
Yeah, and they're not allowed to talk to anybody. You cannot say anything. The only thing you can do is if you get like a kiss in costume, you have to go. Like that's the noise that they make. I know too much, I'm telling you. I have like, my friend worked on the Disney cruise for like 4 years.
I also read something where if one of the like workers tells you like, okay, have like a Disney or magical day or whatever, that means like fuck you or something.
I think that's just subtext. I think everyone feels that
have like a record of you in your computer, and if you're difficult with certain workers, they put like a note in there and be like, this customer gets or whatever, so they know when it comes to other stations. That one I definitely.
I would not put that past Disney. Like, they are very organized.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they have their shit together. You know, you're never gonna see someone like taking a dump on Main Street USA in Disneyland. Like, there is a strict code. And like I know like the ways around like getting alcohol into the parks now because of like going practice. So anyway, I'm an alcoholic, but no, but like there's only there's a Magic Kingdom is like known for like not having very many alcoholic drinks because it's like meant for like the little kids. Mm-hmm. And all you have to do is just fill up a water bottle with whatever mixed drink you want, and they don't look inside. They see your water bottle, but they're not looking inside. But now they probably will because everyone at Disney is gonna hear this podcast.
Oh my gosh!
Everyone at Disney is listening to Late Night Hump, right?
So many tips.
I could go on for days. Disney's a weird place, but a great place.
We have to keep Disney like out of our affairs because we were princes for a little bit.
Oh, well, we were
character actors.
Shut up,
Flynn Rider.
Yeah, I was a Flynn Rider, yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. I worked as Elsa for a lot of kids' birthday parties.
Yeah.
So that's a lot to live up to.
Yeah.
Like, the fucking like sing Let It Go every time. I was like, absolutely not, kids. Elsa's tired.
There definitely are kids that are critical, but like the good thing is like the kids want to believe it so much that they will surpass like any like even though they know the person, they want to believe this is the real thing, so they'll just believe it's the real thing because they're kids and they have a wonderful spirit in their minds.
Yeah, they're just so.
And sometimes they go wild and they're like so excited, and sometimes it's like seeing your fucking idol in person, you're like, oh my god, and they just hide somewhere and they don't say anything, they just look at you, and you can tell that it's because it's like admiration. But if you get too close and you like push their buttons a little bit trying to like get closer to them, they'll just start weeping, and then it ruins the whole party. So you have to watch out for that.
Criers were not my favorite thing. I did like when the parents offered me a beer.
Oh my god!
And they were like forcing me to sit down.
Oh my
god! No,
I
think it was when I was an assistant. No, I don't think I drank in the costume.
No.
But it was like very forceful. Like it was definitely like a cultural thing where I had to drink the beer. Like there was no saying no to the beer at the party. Because like I would have offended the family. Pressure. They were like, "What? You come to my party and you're not gonna drink this?" like I don't know.
Sounds like Tony Soprano at a princess party.
Oh my god.
Well, before we continue that any further, just gonna slip this in here.
Good segue.
Your
great segue.
Challenge. We give everybody a kind of list to conquer or to just not. People take it super seriously.
Sometimes.
I'm taking this so serious.
Okay, you could like it really does.
No, I wouldn't
be super chill with it. It's just something we like to put in there because again, you're blazed and people get very,
paranoid.
It's like meditation.
Also, forgetful sometimes. It's just interesting to see how their brains go all over the place. Where they jump into. Ooh, the lights will come back. Where they jump. Sorry.
That was kind of spooky.
I don't know why that setting does that.
Everyone listening, turn your lights. Go back for a while.
This is from 1920.
Special lights in the wall. But anyway, so it's interesting to see how their minds work when we're just flowing with conversation, but then they're like, oh, this thing, and they say it on the list. It's just very. So 1%, I think the highest we've gotten is what, 89?
Yeah, so the range is like 3 to 89. So there's a large discrepancy in our league of people who come on.
So I'm so confused by what you mean by that. 3 to 89. Sorry, I'm a little high.
Listen, that's totally fine. He was listing the 89 things like on a specific list he was given. So yours is you have to list as many as you can, interrupt anytime in the podcast episode. Female child actors. So you just have to say as many, and then we're going to just, record them as we go. Also, I had this idea for, just because, your doppelganger is Jamie Lynn Spears.
Yes. Everybody, yes. It is.
Also, very funny.
And it's very topical right now.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen you guys in a room together.
Yeah.
I'm not... Listen, I don't want to get mugged on the street because everyone's like, free Britney!
It's very convenient.
So I'm very clearly I will be very clear. I am not Jamie Lynn Spears. I don't want to. I very much support Britney Spears.
Yeah. I actually didn't know what the whole, because I saw your video that you made and put up when you did your character. I didn't I actually don't know what Jamie Lynn Spears connection is to Britney's conservatorship. I didn't know what
Oh yeah,
she was actually
she's been
helping
profiting off of her for a while. Yeah. Yeah,
I don't think.
And then instead of doing something formal, like putting out a statement supporting her sister and using the hashtag.
Yeah.
She went on her Instagram story in bed in a big sweatshirt and glasses on the top of her head and was just I love my sister. Okay,
this was
nobody
actually
knows. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It was just very strange. So and yeah,
that's just a weird feeling. But you don't have that relationship with your sister.
No!
Or
I love
Britney
my
Spears.
sister.
Or your mom. So that was also a thing that made me think of the challenges childhood, such whatever. But you have, because you make that well known on your social media at least, but you're really strong, awesome connection with your mom.
Mm-hmm.
Is that where your art and creativity came from?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. She's the most creative woman in the entire world. And I just thought everyone had the coolest mom like me. I would, growing up, I was just oh, my mom's cool, right? Your mom's cool, right? Your mom does this cool stuff. She dances in the kitchen kind of naked sometimes. Does your mom do that? And they were no, that's not normal. And I was oh, damn, my mom's cool.
She's a painter?
Yeah, she's an abstract artist. Yeah, she's a painter.
How long she's been doing it for?
Oh my gosh. I mean, she's been painting for a very long time, but very professionally and doing really well with it.
Yeah.
Probably within the last 5 years, 4 years.
Wow.
And she's already she has a bigger following than I do on Instagram. She's a hot shot. If we were all to go out to dinner or something, she'd be the first recognized. But my sister's a writer too, and then I'm a comedian, so we are artists in very different facets.
Seriously.
So and we've all been through a lot together. Lots of divorces.
You grew up, your mom Texas.
Yes.
This is where your childhood was, or did you jump around, or?
Yeah, so I was born in Fredericksburg, Texas, which is a little podunk German town in the Hill Country. Lived there for 11 years and then moved to Austin and then moved to Houston for high school. And then now my mom lives in Austin, so we're back. Austin is my home there.
Okay.
But yeah, I've kind of jumped all around Texas.
And the moves were because of your mom's job, or?
For divorces and moving in with a blended family and then... Yeah, so lots of reasons.
I'm a kid of divorce.
Behind it, yeah. I mean, I'm a comedian. Nothing makes you funny like childhood trauma. So yeah, but it also makes the people who you do care about, who are there with you the whole ride, makes you really fucking close with them. So we call ourselves We Three Queens. We're living our best lives out here, trying to be artists. And yeah, my relationship with my mom is we're tight. And I lived with her for a year recently. And it was kind of weird as an adult woman, living with my mom. Yeah. But she's young. She's 53. So we listen to the same music. She's very fucking hip. So she's my best friend too. Even though that's kind of gross to tell people. It's my mom's my best friend.
Oh my god, I do not think that's gross at all.
Okay. That is, well, my dad's were shit. So at least I got one good one.
Yeah.
I got one good one.
For
Sticking with her.
Also, because your dynamic would be very, very different if you were very, very close with your dad.
Yeah.
Or if, you know what I'm saying? Instead of you have a tight bond with the same, however you identify, but it's with the same gender. It's with the same, I don't know if there's, I don't know, it just definitely makes the relationship different.
Yeah,
the bonding maybe in, specific ways.
Sure, for sure.
So what was how did you get into, your first dive into stand-up specifically?
Oh, man. It was such a
Take
weird
us back.
ride. Yeah, it was a weird ride, because, I did musical theater and acting. I have my BFA in acting. So, I came here to, be a professional actor and, do the, sing my 8 bars and then, thank you. And then I was like, I can't do it. It's so robotic. I got here and I was like, so like, these people are fake. Like, I just felt like I was the only one in the room being like, is everyone seeing this? Like, this is fucking weird. We are like cattle. Like, this is very weird. And I had to like tell my own story after like being like characters for so long. I think it was like different writing for myself. And I kind of had started doing that, but I didn't know where I was going with it. And then one day I just like had this breakdown after like this musical theater showcase, and I called my mom. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And she was like, well, what are you, like, what makes you the happiest? Like, the happiest, if you could do anything. And I was like, I want to make people laugh. And, like, that is, like, my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
And I've just always kind of been, like, prone to being, like, a big, like, class clown and, like, big personality. And I was just like, well, fuck it. If I'm getting cast as, like, the funny best friend or, like, the comic relief, like, I might as well just do that, period, with my career and maybe see where that takes me. And being a stand-up is, like, you're alone, so it can be pretty lonely, but also, like, it's a solo job. So, like, you're independent and you control what you do. So, like, I'm also my own manager and I am the talent. And, you know, it's, like, it's a lot. So, yeah, I think one day I just, like, looked up, like, stand-up open mic, and then I found Broadway Comedy Club had, like, just, like, not, like, a show. I had done a mic, and someone was like, I'll put you on my show. And it was, like, one of those bringer shows. And I wrote my whole set down like a monologue. Like, it was, like, I was, like, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I didn't take any stand-up classes. I just was fucking winging it. And I just wanted to see if it was, like, fun. Like, if I actually ended up having fun up there. Yeah. And I had the time of my life. And I had, like, 15 people come out to see me. And I was wearing, like, this big, giant sheet. I don't know. It was a shirt, but it was a sheet. I don't know why I justified wearing that in the moment. But anyway, it was so fun. And then I just kind of, like, caught on and started doing, like, more stuff. But it is hard, like, as a woman to break into the comedy scene here. And
So you've been doing it how long now?
I've been doing it, like, 4 years professional, like 4 years, like taking it seriously. Yeah.
So do you still have that feeling, that the initial excitement that you had years ago? You still have that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, the pandemic hurt me so hard because I just, like, my life is, like, feeding off of an audience and, like, being around people. Yeah. And some people could, like, work from home and, like, do their job from home if they work for, like, a corporate company or something. And I was like, I literally can't do my job. Like, there's no way to do it. And we did Zoom comedy. Yeah. And that's so fucking hard. That's so hard because it's like I got paid.
You did well. You did very well. Like, you just had, there's people that definitely can deliver through a screen, and there's people who cannot. And it's just, but I think that's when your background kicks in of acting, of just being a performer, of just knowing how to present yourself. Just knowing how to present yourself. Yeah. And I also did the same thing when I first did stand-up. I wrote every single word out.
Did you?
I still do that. Like, and that's how I memorize it, because all my shit's in story form. I mean, I don't do it anymore. I don't.
You don't do stand-up?
Jordan's just like, you should get back into it. I did it for, like, about a year, and it just brought me a lot of anxiety. And then I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Right now I'm focusing on like, we make films. So I'm just like, right now I'm editing. Right now I'm directing. Or right now we're writing. Right now I'm just like, I can't.
Yeah. To be a stand-up, you have to almost be, like, a masochist. Like, you have to kind of, like, love the hustle so much.
Yeah, I do not.
And I don't necessarily, like, love the hustle, but, like,
But it's a necessity for you. Like, this is your thing. It would eat away at you if you were not doing this thing.
Yeah.
So what, I guess, what kind of obstacles did you come across? You don't have to be specific, you don't want to, but being a woman, who's doing stand-up, and going also the difference now that you like in New York City versus LA.
Yeah, so New York, like, wait, repeat the first part.
Yeah,
I'm a little high.
No, I should know better.
Water.
I should know better. Yes.
No, you're good.
Make sure you hydrate.
Repeat that.
It was a really good question. No, I'm just kidding.
It was an amazing question. That's why I'm like, I want to make sure I'm getting it right.
So,
as a woman in comedy, I remember.
Yes, and then just your obstacles you face, and then also were things different.
This is proof we're actually high.
Yeah, I mean, truly, sometimes I forget.
Yeah, women in comedy, obviously up against.
And then how that translates from New York to LA.
Yeah, and then what obstacles you face? Yeah.
I mean, it's not fun. It's not easy all the time. But I will say, like, I kind of like it because it sets me apart, because I feel like the stand-up world is, I mean, kind of known to be run by men, but, like, women are also, like, starting to be, like, you know, just as, I mean, people are finally like, yes, okay, women are funny. Like, we can admit that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I didn't get taken seriously sometimes just because, like, they said, like, I was, like, too pretty to do comedy. Or
what
like,
does that even mean? I
like
don't
they were like, you need to be on like The Bachelor, and I'm just like, that is so fucked up. Like, why would you say that? Why would you say that to someone?
The way they probably think they're telling you a compliment. Also, they're like, no, I'm like telling her this she wants to hear, and because they have just no concept for what.
It sounds so dumb to be like, I'm too
women.
pretty for comedy.
Yeah,
that's dumb. Like if you know me, I'm a disgusting person. So like I am a comedian. I'm gross, but. I don't know. I like, you know, you have to deal with the weird club bookers and producers who love to like schmooze, like to like work with you to like get a better spot if like, you know, you come a little early, or like they'll like kiss you on the cheek. And like, I don't know, just stuff they won't do with like other. They would never do that shit with the male comics. They're just like, here's your spot, here's your, you know, this is your time, you know, I'll let you know. Well, what do you want me to say? What's your name? Yeah. But like with the women, they're just like, oh, okay, so like you're gonna need to do this, and and then they will touch you a lot, and I'm just like, I'm not into that. But yeah, I don't know. It's different, like talking about sex stuff also as a woman in comedy. I mean, I think that's definitely changing too. But like, I there's some stuff I'll like talk about, and like people are just like not into it. But I think that's just like
uncomfortable, or like don't like it coming out of a woman's mouth. Like don't what?
Yeah, I would say don't like it coming out of a woman's mouth,
because men are allowed to talk about dicks how many times, and
exactly,
or like, also women's vaginas. But then like when we say stuff, it's like not ladylike.
Yeah, exactly.
Also,
and I'm just like, what?
I was just gonna say, crowds, I feel like skew conservative because it is a lot of dudes, because all of the comics are dudes in a lot of these shows.
Right.
So like, what kind of group of women
right.
is coming
to
these shows?
Right.
Like with
so
these
I like,
lineups?
I like to talk to the women in the audience and get them on my side immediately, so that I have them. And then my goal is to try to get all of the men on my side too at the end. I just like I never want to like just do sex jokes, or just do dick jokes, or just do like gender jokes. Like I think that sometimes the material that men get away with, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And it's just not funny sometimes.
It's
just like, what?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not, sir.
So what about what about, because this is I mean I'm dating a comedian. So what about?
Oh, y'all are dating?
No.
Y'all are dating?
People can't see listening to the audio. They couldn't see the pointing. So
sorry, I was pointing to
these are adult sons.
Different men.
So our roommate, yes, Brendan's our roommate, but Jordan and I have been together.
Congrats.
3 years? Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
don't fuck it
Almost
up.
3.
Almost 3. Okay, yeah. So
right?
I mean,
or almost 4.
The PA right now. No.
Wow, the love is just palpable. You could
The
cut
time
the
just
tension in the
passes
room with a knife.
Yeah,
all the fun we're
definitely.
having.
Yeah.
It feels
I
like
love it.
75 years of fun memories.
Oh my god. Anyway,
lol.
yes, your dating life being just with the career that you have.
Yes.
I'm just saying, like, curiosity out of that, because I'm not like obviously I really don't think you have to be with anybody. I think you can totally be single and happy. I just also, for if people are ever curious as to why I'm asking a question, it's just like, yes, no, you can be like, you know, strong, either a man, they, women, like whatever the fuck. But just for like being with a comedian, I've had it from experience, like we're like dark, depressing people sometimes.
Comedians are fucked up people.
Yeah.
Like, that's just known. Comedians are weird. But we're also great.
Yes.
But we're a lot to handle sometimes. Yeah, I dated a comedian.
Oh, so you did?
Yeah.
Only once?
He who must not be named. But yeah, I've only dated one comedian. And I don't want to do it again. Because it's hard enough with, like, to handle myself. You know what I mean? It's like, and also just, I mean, the schedule is really hard being a comedian. So, like, it is hard to have a relationship and be like, okay, I'll be back at 2 a.m., you know, like, after doing, like, a night of shows.
That's true.
But, like, and, like, my weekends are my busiest time. So when people are free, I'm like doubling down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I had to take off comedian from my dating profile because it got to the point where, like, that's all guys will ask about. Is just like, who's your favorite comedian? Or like, tell me a joke. Or like,
I'm so happy that's not our relationship.
Oh my god, they're so or like, are you gonna use our first date as like material? And I'm like, that's up to you, dude. Like, if it's a shitty date, yes, I will. But yeah, it's just, it's very difficult sometimes. But yeah, I dated a comedian. I just feel like I would want someone who has like a totally different outlook on life than I do, but who appreciates my humor.
Yes.
And that we have a similar, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, all three of us started a production company together. So then, like, being in business with a partner, it's just like, there was more, that's true, because there's just so much more than stand-up. Yeah. For us, but then, I mean, starting at a club together and then connecting, but then it's just like, oh my god, improv, which also was a question I wanted to ask if you've done, like, and we do like film together, or whatever. But have you done improv, like film, like actually, been like acting or gone, like trying to like not branch out from stand up, but doing different projects? Yeah, absolutely. I'll go where the money goes. So. If I book a sitcom tomorrow, I will not be mad. I won't be like, oh no, stand up. But what are your plans for the future? What do you want to do? I mean, I do love to act, and I'm like, I would love to, like, maybe one day, like, you know, get really into like pilot season or something. But I think that the segue into that for me, into the acting world, would be comedy. So like, and it's just kind of, you know, all of the casting directors are like looking for very like versatile like comics and like actors, just for like the comedic timing sometimes. So I would love to do film and TV, but I think like for right now, stand up is my thing. But I like. What was the question? No, you answered it. Did I answer it? You did a great job. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, you answered it. I am just going to ask if you wanted to add anything on your list, because you have nothing on here. Then we can move on to our next thing if you want. Wait, what's the list for again? Sorry. It's just listing female child. Why do the lights keep doing that? It's just Lindsay Lohan. That's one. Jamie Lynn Spears and Britney Spears. Do you have like a childhood actor or singer that, like, when you were younger, that you were totally drawn to? Hilary Duff. Lizzie McGuire, baby. Yeah. I love that. Oh, and I was drawn to oh my god, Even Stevens. Yo, yes, what is his name? Oh, Shia LaBeouf. Yeah. I think that like he helped like mold my humor in a way. Like he was so on it at such a young age. And like he used to be really funny.
He was so physical too.
His physical whimsical comedy was amazing.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you're too good for Disney Channel.
Yeah, I think even as a kid, like, you like even though you haven't seen like a lot of like other comedy really, except for like what's on Disney or Nickelodeon,
Yeah.
like you can kind of sense like, there's something like extra funny about how good someone like he was. Yeah.
Yeah, like at the time, and then but also like that was like golden era Disney Channel. That was like That's So Raven and like Hannah Montana, Phil of the Future. Do y'all remember any of all these?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other child actors. There's like so many, and I'm just very high and cannot remember.
Did you watch
Judy Garland?
Oh,
does that count?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. You're saying Shia LaBeouf? Did you watch Honey Boy? Did you see Honey Boy?
No, I haven't seen it. He's doing more like actiony, like.
Well, right now he's probably in rehab and not doing anything because he, it made me kind of like depressed because I like followed and tracked like his career. I was like, what's the next thing he's doing? Whatever. So Honey Boy, like, was a film he wrote, right?
Yeah,
and, but he didn't like direct it. He wrote and acted in.
Yeah.
But it was basically, it was like a story about him as a childhood actor, and then he played his father.
Oh my god!
Yeah, because his father
That's
was
some trippy
it's
shit.
Very good. It's very good. But then recently, shit came out about his relationship with FK Twigs.
Yeah, and he like assaulted her, right?
Yeah, like being like, and then his alcoholism, whatever. So like, he's obviously tormented again.
Child actors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's just super tough. But that's also a good one if you.
That's
why it's good that I would be an adult actor professionally. They didn't let me be a professional actor.
Well, it's just a strange. It's true. Like, there's no right or wrong way of doing it, but how do you expect a child actor to do their own personal development, growing up, go through puberty, all this shit while
they're not living
doing
a normal
this
life.
job? No
they
way.
are just seen as talent. They're not seen as like children who deserve a childhood.
Yeah. Sometimes seen as props.
Yeah, I mean that's why they all go to shit. I'm sorry. I mean Hilary Duff is actually doing pretty well.
Yeah,
she is. Thank God.
She got her lips done, but God bless her. We all need some lips done. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember any other ones. No, what's the little girl? Animal Cracker, Shirley Temple.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm getting all these like old child actors in my head.
I like the OGs.
Yeah, and she was like so little when she was famous too. Like she was like because sometimes like kids like they're like teenagers, but like she was like
she was a baby.
Yeah, but like so good though, like so charismatic.
Good.
Yeah,
so like crazy to think that like a toddler or like like a child would be so like on like here I am camera, like that's insane.
Yeah, and also just their memory to be able to, because when you're really young, you're immediately like, all right, you
and
gotta
to
sing,
take direction.
Like,
oh my god, if I was
hit your mark and
I feel like I could have been a child actor, to be honest. I've like put on plays in my living room like every fucking day for my parents. They just like, thank God they didn't like move me to Hollywood and do all that shit, because I'm already traumatized enough by their divorces and all the stuff. So love you, Mom and Dad.
What was some of the theater that you did when you were in school, like musicals or plays?
Like the names of the plays and musicals.
Yeah.
So I was in. It's funny because like I got my acting degree, but then I ended up doing more musicals than plays when I was in college. So, and I went to school at Otterbein in Ohio. So I feel cool. It's like I've lived in the South, I've lived in the Midwest, I've lived on the East Coast, and now I'm on the West Coast. So I'm like kind of getting the best of all of the U.S. But yeah, I did Sweet Charity. I did, I was in The Greeks, like a Greek tragedy.
Oh, cool.
I was in Much Ado About Nothing. I was in Les Mis. What else was I in? I was in a play called Boeing, and I played a German flight attendant who bleached my hair. It was really fucking fun.
Whoa!
And she was like a Nazi. Like, she's not just like a normal, like, German, like, pretty flight attendant. Like, I was aggressive.
That's the way you gotta be.
But, yeah.
That's so fun. So you say you've been all over America. How would you describe the different sections you've been in as far as people and just way of life? Because I have not been to the Midwest. I've not been to...
Yeah.
I lived in New Orleans for 4 years.
Virginia. You lived where in New Orleans?
New Orleans, yeah.
My mom's from Louisiana.
Word. Yeah.
She's from Abbeville. Or, yeah.
Word. That feels like it's out.
Yeah. It's not New Orleans.
Yeah, no. It's
How
nice
was
down
that?
there. Yeah, no, I like it a lot. Like, definitely, like, New Orleans is not like Louisiana. Like,
Right.
there are parts of it that are like Louisiana, but...
Right.
Yeah, people just think differently in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And, like, I like it a lot better
That's
down
like my
there
mom
than,
is
like,
fucking crazy, and you only
Northeast.
understand it if you've been to Mardi Gras in New Orleans. You're like, oh yes, this makes sense.
We're going in August, my first time.
Oh my God.
I'm so excited.
We're also gonna go back for carnival season as well.
Right,
Yeah, because my friend's getting married.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's
wedding
weird.
season is weird.
It's like so
We're about
many
to start.
people
This is
on
our
our
first
fridge.
couple
Just look at our
wedding.
fridge. We have
Yeah.
so many friends
They're
getting
coming
married,
up.
engaged.
Yeah.
People are unwell. They're just like, we have to do it now or we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
We have to get married now or everyone's gonna die. Like, it's so insane. And it's like it's so expensive. And it's, yeah, it is weird. And a lot of my like actor friends are not getting married. Like, we are all very strange, like starving white artists. But yeah, I do have some friends that, like, especially in the South, like, they get married. It's so, like, they get their MRS degree and then they get married and then they immediately start having babies, and, like, it's so weird to me. That's just, like, and a lot of times they get married to have sex because they're so Christian. Which, like, good for you, God bless, but I need to have sex before marriage, so it's definitely not for me.
Yeah. So,
Also, I don't know if I'll ever get married. Like, who knows? Is marriage a construct? I don't know.
I mean, it's definitely a way for people to make money. Also, divorces.
I've just
like,
been through so much divorce.
They're part of that.
Just
That's the thing for me is, like, when you include kids into the mix, it's just like, you better fucking know what you're
that
doing
makes sense
before
for the kids,
you.
yeah.
Like, if you're getting married, like, whatever it is, just which is so hard to say yes, because I think about it and I'm just like, but I'm not my parents. Like, you have no idea what's going to happen.
That's what they said.
You have no idea. But
That's
you
what your
can't
parents
control
said.
the situation. But I don't know. I feel pretty confident. Were you good, Jordan?
Yeah.
Lol. Oh my God.
We don't need to talk about things in the podcast.
No, he just doesn't like to talk about personal shit, which I respect. It's fine.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, as far, like, it is just, I don't know, it is just, it's very, exciting and people love it, but sometimes it's just, I don't think it's that necessary at this time in my life where I'm just like, I don't know.
I think it'd be fun. I'll probably have, like, I say this now, but I'll probably have, like, 5 husbands. I don't know. I change my mind every 5 seconds, and it's like, I'm bored. But I feel like I see myself more with just, like, with a kid and a dog and, like, no husband. Like, I see myself with a kid and a dog before, like, I'm, like, tied down to a man. And maybe that's just because, like,
cool.
But also, comedians are, like, right now I'm having a great hot girl summer, and I, like, kind of had to have, like, a moment with a guy where I'm just like, listen, like, I'm a terrible person to date. Like, my goal, my, like, absolute, like, level of success that I want is to travel all the time and go from hotel to do stand-up comedy. Like, it's just a hard lifestyle to keep up with. So, like, at least for right now, like, I'm not trying to get tied down in, like, a relationship or anything. And,
good.
Yeah. But
that's great.
That could change
want.
tomorrow. Who knows? But yeah.
Are the pool of men different? Obviously in LA.
Yes.
New York City.
Oh my God. I miss New York City because I miss the people of New York City. I don't miss how exhausting New York City is. That's why I moved, because I just, like, ended up spending more time surviving rather than, like, living my life, like, thriving here, you know, or, like, putting in the work I wanted to. It's just, like, every little thing is so hard.
Yeah.
And expensive, and it's just like everything doesn't have to be this hard. I figured that out when I went
expensive.
home to Austin.
Yeah.
And I will say, LA is fucking expensive too. So I went to the other really expensive
Where in LA?
place.
You said
I'm in West Hollywood.
Okay.
And
but that's also true. Yes.
yeah, because it's the gas. Oh my god, it's $5 a gallon.
Oh my
Jeez.
It is
Wow.
so insanely steep there. So like, yeah, that's the crazy. But yeah, I don't know. The people here are more just like upfront with you, and the people in LA are so passive aggressive. They're so sensitive, and like that's fine. Like live your emotional truth, but I just like I need more like energy in my people, you know? Like I am the loudest person in LA. But then I come to New York and I'm like, yes! I'm quiet even. Like, these are my people.
Yeah. Did you get that vibe when you did sets in LA when you're doing stand up and then you're just like, oh, okay, these people's reaction is like very different.
I don't know, like everyone's just down to have a good time, man. Like I don't know, not everyone's like that. But that's the vibe you get. In New York, it was hard for me to kind of like network with comics in order to get on more shows because like everybody has somewhere to be all the time. And they don't have, you know, they're on to the next show or they have somewhere to go. Or, like everyone's got to get on like the train to get home or, you know, so it's like only sometimes would I be able to like catch someone and be like, hey, can I like, and like be able to network. But in LA, they get a DJ, they have people like stay afterward, everyone stays afterwards and just like has a good time, and like it just turns in like the stand-up turns into a party.
Yeah.
So it's like, and because also you drive everywhere in LA, so it's like you can only really hit up so many shows per night, so you might as well just like sit and get to know people. And
also the weather.
The weather's so nice. I've been doing lots of outdoor comedy because it's just it's easy to just like put something up, and you know the weather's pretty reliable and beautiful all the time. It's so pretty all the time. Sometimes I just want like a big fucking thunderstorm, you know. I'm from the South, so I love like hurricanes. Like my mom is like fucking crazy Cajun, like throws hurricane parties. So like because it's like it's like knowing that your power is like gonna go out at some point.
Yeah.
So you invite the whole neighborhood to everyone's house. And you eat all of the food that's left in the fridge because the fridge is gonna go bad, and everyone gets fucked up in order to like have a good time during the storm.
You gotta finish that ice cream.
Yeah, you have to. And so like it's just like and you know the adrenaline rush of like what's gonna happen, even though it's you know they're also devastating, and rest in peace to everyone who's died in a hurricane. But like I'm sorry. I just got really like high and paranoid. I was like, oh my god, that's terrible. I'm talking about hurricanes like no one's ever died.
I just love how you cap that. Like you're just like, after being yeah, you gotta cover both sides. Yeah,
I was like, oh shit. Like, oh my god, rest in peace. Like that sucks. That sucks. Katrina was hard. I'm sorry. Anyway. This is just getting worse and worse.
Sandy would be the most recent for.
Oh yeah, Sandy.
Right?
Yeah.
For the most insane one, I guess. Like the right? We didn't have, or the one we just had here. Like we've definitely had many thunderstorms here. More storms like.
Yeah, you guys had
summer.
more weather recently.
Or Elsa. It was it was Elsa. And like especially in this area where Rutherford is the borough of trees, and you're just surrounded by trees, and you're just like sometimes you're like, it's not a good thing because now they're all, like
gonna
one
fall.
fell into someone's house.
Oh
like,
shit!
Knocking the wires over and like just fall. Like you walk outside and then there's just branches.
Yeah.
And just debris everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. That's the worst part of it. When I was in high school, we got 2 weeks off for Hurricane Ike, and like we just went on vacation. Like
where?
Because we didn't have a backup generator for our house, so we were just like, we were lucky enough. We like had a lake house at the time, and we just were like, let's just like go to the lake for 2 weeks, and we had school. We got school off. So, like, sometimes hurricanes are fun.
Yes.
Rest in peace, but they're still fun, though.
Rest in peace. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But also, yes, they're fucking fun.
Yeah.
So, you've done many character videos on your social media. TikTok
on
and
TikTok,
all that.
yeah.
Yes. how do they come to you? What is the, like, obviously, being in the South, the Southern mom we know and love.
Yeah.
Always shouting out.
She's in my heart.
Matthew McConaughey is just... Also, your wig collection, please.
Oh,
explain
my
your wig
Lord.
collection.
Also,
that video you had when they were, what was it in TikTok, when they were like saying the names of each wig?
Yes, that was audio from Big Mouth,
right? Yes,
but so I didn't come up with that. And those aren't all my wig names, actually. Those are not the wig names, but it was just for the sound. But I thought it was. But listen, I do name them. I am crazy. No, during the pandemic, unemployment money. And I was like, what would make me really happy right now? That may just like only only I'm gonna understand it, but what's gonna make me happy? And I was like, I want a wig. Like, I just started getting wigs and trying to like experiment. Because also, I was like, I don't know how long this is all gonna last. Mm-hmm. And so maybe I need to transition into doing more virtual comedy that's maybe a little more sketch or character-y, because those people are getting a lot of recognition right now, like Caitlin Riley and like Hannah Pilkus and like a lot of Megan Stalter, and like a lot of those comedians have like their social media like popped off, and that's where a lot of like casting directors are looking for people now. Yeah. And so I was like, maybe I'll just transition into like that a little bit, since stand-up is so weird virtually. And I had already had the acting background, and I was just like trying to figure out TikTok. Mostly I was just bored, like trying to like fart around, figure it out. Yeah. And then I had one video go viral, and then I was like, oh, maybe I could like do this. And I don't know where the inspiration comes from. Sometimes I'll just like turn on the camera, and I just like sometimes I'll look in the mirror that day and I'm like, what am I fucking wearing? Like, who is this character? Like, this is not me. Or I'll just be like, I look like a camp counselor today. And then I do the camp counselor video.
Who's the one where you're like dancing outside just with like rocks and stones or something?
Yeah.
I can't remember the name.
Her name is Saffron.
It would be Saffron.
She's like a weird, like she's very LA actually. She's like all into her crystals. Yeah. She's kind of like she's like my mom in a past life. Like she like loves to be like earthing all the time, which is like putting your feet on the earth. Yeah, she's a character for sure. And then I did like a German Brazilian waxer. I don't know. I just was like,
oh my gosh! Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was a long time ago, and then now I feel like I've gotten the hang of it a little bit more. But yeah, the Southern Mom one is doing really well, and I honestly just like channel my grandmother in Texas. And she's like, Rodney, get the cats out there, and they like do the yard, like just like. And she's like, every time I come over, I'm like, Bagda, how you doing? I named her Bagda a long time ago. It's a long story. I'm like, Bagda, how you doing? She's like, oh, you little shit. Like all the time. She just like, she's so Southern, and she's she's so fucking funny. Like I asked about how my grandfather was doing after his heart valve surgery. And I thought she'd be like, oh, he's doing great. Like I was so worried. I was so nervous. And she was like, he's great. Like, if he can finally do all the chores I need him to do, I got errands I can need to send him off. Like, he finally's up off his ass. Oh my God. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, you are mean. And I think I got that mean streak. And
that's going to be you.
I think I'm going to turn into her, honestly. I have a wig that I've named Bagda because it just reminds me of her.
That's such a strong character.
Yeah.
Or you just, your grandma's just so, that's...
Yeah, but I'm always, like, looking for new stuff. Like, and I went to a bachelorette party in March, and then I did one about all the different kinds of bridesmaids. Because, like, that, I just, like, find inspiration.
Yeah.
From that, because I just, like, love observing people, like, different types of extreme people.
Yeah.
And then, like, trying to make that funny.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of characters. You could bring to SNL.
Yeah, a lot of people say I look like Chloe Fineman on SNL, and I'm like, well, it's not me. Would love her career, but it's not. Yeah. I think I just have a face that looks like a lot of people. Yeah. Do you think so?
Yeah. I mean, when you mention them, I don't know.
But there's
I
one
don't
missing.
know. Like lately, a lot of people have been telling me I look like somebody they know. Like it's
not
not. See, for me,
specific?
it's not famous. Yeah, it's just like I don't know who the fuck this person is. It's just like you look so much like my doctor.
It's funny because
You're welcome. Like what do I say? I don't like.
There's no good response to that,
is-
no matter because
yeah.
you don't know who this person is. So it's
I
like,
don't.
I believe that you believe that.
Yeah,
yes.
it was just like, sure, but that's not me.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
don't know what you're thinking, but
Yeah.
nope, not me.
It's just whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then when Chloe Feynman, like when you just replace her,
Yeah.
when she just leaves.
Who
when
says
they
there can't
freshen
be?
make it,
Yeah.
like,
I also
exactly,
look like Abby Elliott, who was on SNL a long time ago. And so, like, yeah, I think I'm the next in the
You're gonna
slot.
cycle in,
Right.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that's how it works, right?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna call up Lauren and be like, hey, I'm ready.
Mhm.
First of
So
all, I'm
whenever
shocked you have
she's
his
done-
number.
Yeah, like, no.
It's the phone book.
Yeah, I'm just,
The yellow
it's
pages.
in the phone book.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the yellow pages.
God,
Remember,
nothing.
there's yellowpages.com, and that's when you're just like, whoa, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Crazy.
No more printing that shit. We saved some trees though.
Mhm.
It's just weird to me to think that, like, people didn't have cell phones. Like, you could
Yeah.
not reach people.
Mhm.
And then now all of a sudden people
Yeah.
can reach you too easily. And we have
Yes.
everything out in the world and everyone knows exactly when we took a shit that day. And it's like,
It's too
Yeah, like if you
it's
missed
too much.
a phone call before cell phones, it was like, oh, maybe like they're just not home, and you kind of accept that, and move on with your life. Now, if you don't answer your phone, something must
Something
be
happened
wrong.
to you.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
It's like they're always on your
I know.
body.
I know. And sometimes I'm just like, I'm taking a nap.
Yeah.
God, like, get the fuck off
Yeah.
me.
That's why away messages were so good, because away messages you could just put it out there, like I'm doing this thing, and then everyone knows already what you're doing, and you don't have to worry about it. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
mean what? Like
Or you would
out
say,
of office
Ellie.
in your email?
No,
No way.
you know what an away message is? Like on AOL Instant Messenger.
Oh my god, yeah, the away. Or like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was
You
like
can
a
create
thing.
your own.
Yeah, so you just put it up there,
used
and then
that.
like the list of all the people that you could instant message were all on this bar, and you click on one that had like a little yellow like icon on it, and it would say like walking my dog, be back later, and people would just constantly update that
Yeah,
as a way
yeah.
of like saying what they were doing.
And yeah, and then that led into like Facebook,
Yeah.
like I'm, doing what are you doing or what are you thinking or whatever.
What was your first cell phone?
Oh my gosh, it was well, that's not true. I had one of those like big chunky ones, like a Nokia, like the. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like
Like the
that.
almost like now they give them to kids as like play phones.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like that is like
My
a
first
play
phone
phone.
was a
It's like
Nokia.
Flip?
giant.
Was it a flip or no?
No, I
Mine was a
had a
Star.
razor also,
Oh,
the
so you
flip
did have a
razor.
razor.
I got pretty cool, pretty fast with that. No, but I like had the Nokia at a young age because like when my parents got divorced, they were like, you should be able to call your father if you want to,
Mhm.
and and then I got the razor phone. So,
Yeah.
but it is weird to think like I nanny to like sustain my life and pay the bills because comedy's hard, and
The tech though that the kids have.
the
What-
kids
yeah.
are like, yeah, one of the kids that I work with like can already edit, Photoshop, like make films and like
What?
videos and like all on his iPad, and he does it
Oh.
all so fast. And I'm just like, you're 7. You're 7.
You probably can edit faster than me on Adobe
Yeah, the
Premiere.
job market is gonna
I
get so
know.
competitive with kids. It's gonna be like
Oh my god! When I was
jobs.
7, I was just like picking my earwax and like sitting in a tree or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
We were doing normal shit.
Like, we
back
were-
then. This is crazy.
Yeah, like
He's
these
in the
kids are like
workforce already.
whizzes.
The kids are gonna try to.
I'm just like,
feel
can you do my taxes, sir? Like, I can't.
He knows exactly how to navigate through TurboTax.
I already
Yeah.
did it.
He's like, girl, I got you. Like, it's already taken care of.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Do they even know what playing outside is? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
they
you
do.
take your iPad and you go
Yeah.
outside and you sit there.
You know
with
what's
your-
funny is I take this kid to the park so that he can do his park performances.
Is this
This is the Let It Go kid, and he does, and like he demands that I bring
He
his
has such
iPad to the
confidence.
park
Oh,
so
wow.
that I can
Record.
record him at the park.
has
He doesn't
such-
go down the slide. He doesn't do the monkey bars. He goes for the stage.
He wears like outfit. Like
Mhm.
he's like. It's,
He sews his own costumes. He makes his own set pieces.
Holy
Wow.
smokes!
He is an absolute genius.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a tad autistic and ADHD, so it is
so it just makes him
kind of
just means
difficult sometimes, but he's brilliant.
He's
brilliant.
Brilliant. Oh my god, he's really whiz.
Oh my god, and like he picks up on every fucking emotion, like every facial feature that I have. And like he doesn't necessarily understand like the emotion behind it, but he's just like, your face moved. Like, what's wrong? Wow. You know what I mean? Like he's just so attuned. He's so observant.
They run his own production.
Literally. He was like, one day you're gonna be on Broadway and I'm gonna make your dress. And I was like, and he was like, and then I'll be on Broadway with you. And I was like, honestly, I feel like that's definitely gonna happen. Yeah. So like for sure. I'm not even gonna be like, okay, like that sounds cute. I'm like, this kid is going
to. You're already doing it, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't think I was that motivated as a young child. As that age, I don't think I would. Well, just personally, I'm extremely lazy.
What is your sign? This is so LA of me. What is your sign?
I'm a Taurus.
Me too! When was your birthday? When's your birthday?
May 9th.
May 3rd.
Oh, do you want to tell them?
Stay away from
do you want to tell?
Oh no!
No, listen to Jordan's
What?
weird as fuck thing. So I'm obviously his most recent and last relationship.
Did you hear that? Did you get that?
No, we're chill. We're really, really good. But it is very strange when his previous relationships. What is
my last 3 relationships have been people born between the days of May 5th and May 12th.
Oh,
weird. It's weird.
Yeah. That is weird. I dated a Taurus man, and they're the worst. Sorry.
I don't know. I just have a twin.
I'm an Aries.
So I know
you're an Aries. Both of my parents are Aries, and my sister and I are both Tauruses. So like, when we love hard, we fight hard. When we love hard, we love hard. When we fight hard, we fight hard. So it's like, yeah, but we're so we're kind of lazy. We're kind of stubborn, but we But there is a lot of like creative juice there. Like when I'm saying like, I mean, obviously it doesn't have to be like specifically just creative stuff, but like for you, Mason, if you are in a creative funk, like you hit a wall, how do you get yourself out of it? And also just like if you're lazy or if you don't feel like doing something and then you're just guilty for not doing it and you're like, oh my god, I have to do all these TikTok videos, but I should schedule it, but like, I don't want it. Like, literally that's my life. We're talking about it. Yeah, I'll write down like what my day is gonna, be, and then I just like, I have to, I don't know, I call upon like as a Taurus, like we're very loyal to our loved ones, and so like I have like my chosen family of like friends, and then I have my actual chosen family, and then in my family we just like that's my support system. So when I'm feeling stuck, like I can get them to be my cheerleaders and just be like, yeah, get the fuck out there, like you got this. And then I do a lot of like self-care and try to like go from there, and maybe that'll like inspire me, like any one of those things. Like I tried to, because sometimes when I'm feeling stuck, it's like because maybe I'm like burnt out, and like burnout is a real thing, and like sometimes you don't even realize it, but like you're so overworked and overstressed because of just like, the fucking world we live in. So sometimes I just have to like take a big step back, and like, even go off of like social media for a while and just kind of like center myself and do some things that I love to do, or like watch something I love to watch or whatever.
That's healthy.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been off of social media in a while. I don't think I've actually ever like shut down. Yeah.
What's something that you watch when you need to like just like totally de-stress and just get the world off of you?
Oh my god. I mean, I've rewatched The Office so many times, and that's obviously like a classic.
We've all seen The Office in this.
Oh yes,
also,
yes.
So.
No, I didn't finish it.
Broad City makes me really happy.
Broad
City.
Pen 15 makes me really happy. My favorite movie in the entire world is Splash, which no one really knows about.
Hanks?
Do you? Oh my god, yes! No one really knows about god, I didn't realize how niche it is.
Yo,
but
young Tom Hanks is
Tom Hanks, oh my god. I would still hump Tom
Yes.
Hanks to this day.
Yes.
He is never too old for me to be like come to mama.
Yep.
Like Tom Hanks is, oh my god, I love him. Anyway, but and Daryl Hannah, Eugene Levy, John Candy,
my
an
God.
insane cast. And I also was just obsessed with mermaids as a kid, as you do, when you're growing up. And I don't know, I grew up kind of going to the Cayman Islands every year for the whole summer, because my grandparents used to have a house there. A hurricane took it away, so hurricanes are sometimes bad.
They're not always parties.
And yeah, we weren't there for that one, so thank God, because that wouldn't have been a very fun hurricane party.
Yeah.
That was bad.
Yeah. If someone came to you and said, "Do you want to be a mermaid right now?" and they were able to grant that for you, would you say yes?
I would have to, and see, this is the Virgo in me. I would have to ask about what are the stakes? What are the rules? Does this last forever? Do I get to go on land?
I have the same questions.
Yeah, it's like a reverse Little Mermaid situation, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
That was also my favorite as a kid.
But does she come back on shore and she gets legs? And then she goes in the water.
In the movie, does she, or in this?
No, in this question.
In this scenario.
You are
This
a
is
mermaid forever.
question.
If you choose to be a mermaid, you are a mermaid for life.
So she's always underwater.
Yes.
She can never, because then she'll die.
Well, you can do what she you can pop your head up and be above
Does
the
she
water
have
for a
lungs
while.
and gills?
You're a mermaid. Whatever the mermaid's got, that's you. You're a
Whatever the
mermaid
mermaid's
for life.
got.
Yeah.
Logical.
You know what? I want to say yeah. I would definitely in this situation. I take Lexapro. I'm extremely anxious, and I would never just be like, yeah, let me just leave my whole life behind. It's okay. But I the adventurous part of me would be like, well, we could just they could get a boat, and I could just swim up to the boat all the time.
Hang out.
And I would never have to be apart from my family. I could just hang out,
I love how seriously we're taking this.
I've
You want to be
never.
prepared in case someone comes to you and offers this to you.
I've never understood the whole reproductive system of mermaids. So maybe that would be hard to leave behind. I love a good dick.
Right.
But then where does it go?
Fish dick? Where does the fish dick?
That's what I mean. How do you give birth?
How does it? Where does she?
I don't know, man. But look at things like seahorses. What the fuck do? They just pop them out.
Yeah.
And the daddy carries the babies and gives
Seahorses
birth.
are fucking awesome.
Seahorses are the okay. Nature is so way ahead of us. They're you guys have this whole gender thing really fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
dolphins. They just have sex for fun. That's when they found out that dolphins also don't go with the same gender.
Yeah.
We all came from
pretty
water.
normal, guys.
Yeah.
So that's so true. I don't know how this is still so weird.
Yeah, very strange. That's another thing about getting married and stuff. It's how we are literally different. Our cells regenerate, and we are a different person every 7 years. So it's how do I know I'm gonna love you in 7 years? When I'm a different person, you know. I do believe that you can grow together with someone, but yeah, I'm a completely different person than who I was 7 years ago. And so I could all of a sudden become a different into someone else or into different. Yeah.
Well, you're with that person for that moment in time.
True.
Those moments, those phases, those when people just cross each other's paths. But they, they're there with you because of that time and place. They wouldn't be with you if it was the past you, or if they weren't also I don't do you feel like you're your best self right now?
No.
Yeah, same. I don't. Yeah.
I think that it would be really dumb to be yes, I'm peaking right now.
Hopefully we're our best selves.
I would hope that my best self would be in my mid 30s or even in my 50s. I look at my mom and I'm you are banging, girl. She's just completely flipped her world upside down, her whole life upside down. But she's still the same at her core. But she's on top of the world right now. She's building her $1.6 million home right now with the money she made.
Wow,
and
good for her. Whew.
Yeah, she's killing as an artist. She's killing it, and So I'm like, fuck it, like maybe. And then like Kamala Harris didn't get married till she was 50. Like, I don't know. I just think like the best sex of my life is yet to come. Like, I think I will be like on top of the world in like my 30s, 40s, 50s.
I love that. That's a great perspective.
Yeah, I just
That's
think I have a lot of people to meet.
To.
A lot of things to see. And right now I'm just like smoking weed in the living room. You know?
Well, yeah. You do, I mean, don't you like would? Well, also I hope I'll still smoke weed in the living room, but when
I hope I do. Yeah. I hope I'm like tripping balls when I'm in my 50s.
But yes, I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Nope, gone.
No worries. Absolutely. I'm gonna eat these jalapeno chips if anyone wants some. Is this too loud for the?
No.
Do it closer. Do it closer.
It's the ASMR
Do
portion.
ASMR.
Yeah.
Here you go, guys. Kettle chips, jalapeno flavored. Are you ready for this?
If you're not getting kettle chips after that, then I don't know what you're listening to right now.
Sponsored by Kettle Brand Potato Chips.
They are really great though, kettle chips. So they deserve all the praise that they get.
They're the perfect kind of crunch you want when you're high.
Yeah.
Like it's perfect.
That's true. Yeah. Also the saltiness.
Yeah.
Also the.
Sorry, my like foot is in
No,
your...
you're good.
I just realized I was like, this is my couch now.
You're the guest. We're all very comfortable here. But the other thing I was going to say, also really good, are certain kinds of drugs. What other drugs have you done?
Chips? How about drugs?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about tripping.
Oh yes, that's exactly the segue I was thinking.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I've had 2 nose surgeries, so like I don't fuck with cocaine. And also, I know myself.
That. That's too weeks.
What?
That's just. I feel like that just. I never tried it, but I just feel like cocaine's just very. Like why do you need to be on speed? Why do you need to be on speed?
There's a reason why I like love downers, because like I am fucking crazy all the time. I can't shut my brain off, which makes me a good comic, but it's also just like calm the fuck down, you know?
Yeah.
And so I love downers. And also I have an addictive personality, and I know I'll love cocaine, and I'll get it. I just know I will.
That's fair.
So yeah, and I also I went to a very rich white high school where every kid did coke in the bathroom, and I was just like, I don't want to be that. Anyway, but no bad vibes towards you if you do coke, but it's not my thing.
No,
just me, yeah.
I've done it before.
I have done it. Don't
you
do it.
don't do it. So, yeah.
To me right now, man, Jordan, you're pulling out cocaine in the middle of the podcast.
But that is also like
I'm the guy who used to say yes when people would offer.
Was that in college though?
But probably would not, because people are like, there's fentanyl in all cocaine now.
Yeah, that's also something that's
not trying to fuck with that shit.
The fact that I could just snort something and immediately die, absolutely not.
Yeah.
That was in college, Jordan, when you.
Yeah, and after college.
No. I was just asking.
It all blends together. Yeah.
I was just asking because, do you think it is because it was just the culture of the people you're around?
Oh, 100%.
Right?
It's a rich person drug. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How expensive is cocaine?
I wouldn't know. I didn't buy it. I had people trying to get me to get some so that I'd want to buy it from. I remember at Mardi Gras for sure.
Mardi Gras. Oh my God, everyone's fucked up at Mardi Gras.
With a friend of mine, we walked over to this tent, and this guy we knew, just ambiguously, because he was literally a drug dealer in a movie, a student film. He was the drug dealer in the student film.
Did he have a trench coat?
I'm pretty sure. No. Legit in the movie, in the student film, they took a bump of actual cocaine and they used his actual drug money for it, and they used his actual guns.
Oh my God.
And I was just like a sophomore, doing cinematography for this. I was just younger than everyone else there. And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh my God. That's funny.
What story was I telling?
No, you told it.
I love.
Did you?
Oh,
Is there something else? I was just asking.
I love weed. I love mushrooms.
Oh, and you just.
I was asking if you, if you tripped.
I haven't tripped. Like I said, I have general anxiety disorder, so I really worry about getting stuck, trapped somewhere in my mind or something, and so I don't know. I don't think I'm into the LSD or the acid. The acid. I feel like a grandma being the Twitter.
I still say the weed.
The weed, but that's different. The weed.
It's a title for it.
I love the weed. I love California weed. Knocks me on my ass. It's just, I don't know, my tolerance went way up during the pandemic. And I was I couldn't get really high anymore. And then I moved to California and I took one hit from a joint. I was like, woo, let's fucking go.
Wow. How are their edibles?
Oh, like amazing. And it's just nice because you can go to a dispensary and say exactly what you are looking for in the drug.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, this one will work for you if you have like headaches, or this one if you need to fall asleep, or this one if you have like period cramps, or like, you know, or an upper, like with a...
What new strains did you explore? Did you find that you were just like, oh my God, this like fixed this other, you know, or sometimes you'd have bad reactions if it was, you know, a strain that didn't necessarily like what's the word I'm looking for? It just didn't vibe with your body.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I really can't fuck with indicas unless I'm like about to like pass the fuck out or like eat an entire cake by myself on my couch where no one's allowed to watch me.
Insane.
You know? Just like that. I love it, but like that's a personal experience for me. Like, it's very special if I invite you into my indica time. You know, like I want to watch an insane, I'm so fucking weird, but I'll get like super high on indica like right before bed, and then I'll turn on some like weird true crime something. Yeah. And I love like trying to like figure it out. Like it's like a double mystery, because it's like, will I figure out who the murderer is, and also how long will it take me to forget what I just watched, so I have to go back and rewatch it again. So it's like, this is an experience, and it's only for me, you know?
That's true. Also, like, yeah, when having to read, we've definitely had to read, have we rewatched actually the Sopranos episode?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Where we like watching it, and always happens when we're like super high, and the episode we decide to watch is the one that's surreal, is the one that's weird on purpose.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, is this fucking weird, or am I fucking weird?
No, it's
true. Or is this weird because it's supposed to be like...
it can be trippy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those moments.
But I don't know. I haven't really tried a strain that like... that I really... I haven't met a weed I didn't like, but I don't know. I think...
That's a good point.
Yeah, like there's a brand called Pure Beauty in California that I really love, because they have like miniature sativa joints that just like easy for me to carry in my bag. Like if I just like, this is very LA of me to say, but if I end up at the beach for some reason, if I have a shitty day, that's the best thing about LA is even if you have a shitty day at work, you can still go to the beach at the end of the day and like watch the sunset and have a little picnic to yourself. And that has saved me. But yeah, so then I'm like, oh, well, I have these in my bag already. And then it's just so accessible there. Like I always have some sort of marijuana product on me, just like,
that sounds so lovely,
just in case.
But
I can't drive high. I'm so paranoid.
No, me neither. I would not drive high. Also, my concern would just be getting distracted.
Exactly.
And then we get into an accident. It's not like, falling asleep really doing whatever. It's just like, it's because I daydream a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot. Like sometimes do not remember what I visually just saw because I'm literally in my head.
Yeah, same. I like overanalyze everything. I'm always like something's churning.
Yeah, you ever like been driving somewhere and like it's somewhere you drive all the time, and all of a sudden you realize for the last 10 minutes you weren't really consciously looking at the road, like you were because you were driving. All of a sudden you're like I was not presently looking where I was. Like your mind's eye was not actually engaged in driving the car.
It's crazy. It's like, and then sometimes I'll just be like blasting the music, and I'm just like, the fuck you like happy and I'm just like, rah! And then like there's cars all around. I'm like, fuck, it's a red light. Okay, I got really into that for a second. But like that, I like driving for that reason, because it's like a type of therapy almost. Like you can listen to anything you want. You can like say anything you want in your car. You can have anything you need in there with you to like make it feel like cool going from point A to point B. Like I don't really miss public transit all that much, except for the gas prices. That sucks.
$5.
I know. Pretty crazy.
And you don't have any other option. Like, it's too bad that they actually don't put a public... well, then I guess it would also
they do, but like
nasty,
it's
but it's
really
not
shitty.
Good. Yeah.
And like you know, you can ride your bike or like a scooter or motorcycle, but motorcycles are so stupid in the city. Oh my God. Because they can weave in and out. I'm like, I just know it's a matter. Like you see, you know, motorcycle accidents all the time. And they're so annoying. Like I almost hit them because they come up so fast on the freeway. Like LA drivers are nuts, I will say.
Really?
Yeah.
Crazier than New Jersey drivers?
I don't know
I
about
was gonna
New
say
Jersey
New York,
drivers.
but then New Jersey drivers are really fucking bad.
I don't know about New Jersey drivers.
New Jersey is definitely the LA of the East.
Really?
Yo, I think, like,
That's what I'm
Jersey
trying to
drivers
catch
are
on with,
bad.
yeah.
Like, speeding and, like,
Really?
whizzing all over the fucking place. That's what they call the Jersey slide. Because we
Ooh.
just go from one lane to the next. Like,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
That's
by
crazy.
Jersey, by Jersey sled, of course I have Jersey sled.
It's impressive to see one where it's like if you're driving down to the beach and there's like the 8-lane highway and they just like slide all the way across. Like no, you're gonna get out of my way. That's the way it's gonna work.
Yeah.
I'm on an incline.
You're watching and you're part like this motherfucker, and then he
Oh my
does it and you're
God.
like, I'm fucking impressed.
Yeah.
Everyone says, like, you know someone is from LA or lives in LA when, like, they have, like, a fucking Ferrari for a car, but, like, they live in a shack. Like, they only, like, put their money into the car, because, like, the cars in LA are everything, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so it's just, it's so
I feel like that's early Chris Pratt. I feel like Chris
yes,
Pratt.
he lived in his car!
But he didn't have a Ferrari.
Ferrari.
But if he had a shack,
Yeah.
then he'd have a Ferrari.
What kind of car do you drive?
I drive a Honda HRV.
Mm-hmm.
Honda.
Nice.
2021, baby.
You've always driven Hondas? Is there like a specific?
No, I had a Toyota in high school. Toyota 4Runner. It was like very high up. Felt like a badass. And my parents always wanted me to have like a car like big enough to where like if I got in a wreck I could maybe win the fight.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like I don't want to get
That's
crushed.
smart. Mhm.
But yeah, I love my car. Her name is Puss. She's feisty. She's great. I bought her right before the snowpocalypse happened in Texas, and we were all trapped and
that's right, you were there for that,
electricity.
right.
They fucking screwed us. It was miserable.
Oh,
It was fun for like the first day, and then we were like, okay, like you can turn the heat back on, and then no running water, and so it was pretty fucking crazy. I mean, it was nuts already because of the pandemic, and people were already like homeless and trying to get around and get people. Yeah, it was insane. But yeah, so then my car was covered in ice and snow for like a week, and so I like bought it, and then I never really drove it until I drove to LA.
Oh wow!
So
Well, good. It didn't break down.
it didn't. I think that was good bonding time for us.
So you
My car and I.
drove cross country.
Yeah.
How
I
where
road
were-
tripped.
Yeah. What were the pit stops? How was that?
It was crazy because my mom drove a U-Haul with all of my belongings I've ever owned in it.
Oh,
and
I remember seeing.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
she
Yeah.
she like I was driving in my car and then she drove the U-Haul, and we stopped. We went pretty hard on the first couple of days. We went like 9-hour days of driving, and then and we would like stop at a hotel, but then we treated ourselves like right before we got to Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was like, we're gonna stay at a really nice hotel in Phoenix, and we're gonna get massages, and then we're gonna get back on the road.
It's
and we're
amazing
gonna...
you took this journey with your mom.
Oh, it was such a great like bonding experience. It was like a nice like send off because we had like been together for a year, and then I was like, okay, like I'm time. It's like it was almost like I had left the nest again, but this time I was like, I respected her so much more and like saw her as like a fallible human who makes mistakes, who's also like an amazing mom. So it was just like a cool dynamic. But yeah, we had a blast.
What was the decision that made you jump to LA permanently?
The environment, like I was living
And
in
you've
Texas.
been there before you moved.
I visited because my sister moved to Culver City
yes.
in Los Angeles like the September before, so last September. She moved in last September. So we're both kind of new to LA.
And does she work remote? Like her writing is what?
Yeah,
Novels?
she does
or-
remote. Yeah, so she does a lot of freelance
just-
writing and copy for companies.
Got you, okay.
and she's an incredible writer, and she's also writing like a short film and like some stuff that's in the works.
Fun.
But yeah, so it's cool.
So it's still kind of new for both.
It's still kind of new for both of us, and we're both kind of having to like network and find our footing, and so it is nice navigating that new city with my sister.
Yeah.
That's nice to have her there. But yeah, I just like I was kind of thinking about moving even before the pandemic happened. And then I just had to like trust that like maybe if LA was my place, I kind of just wanted a fresh start. And if LA is my place, like I will rise to hopefully to like the top a lot faster than I could in New York. I'm hoping that like I'll stand out more because of like coming from the New York world. Just the hustle is different. But yeah, it's just, I love the weather. I come from Texas, so like I'm cool with just like sunshine and heat all the time. But it's also just like, I don't know, it's beautiful. But the earthquakes are a little fucked up. Like, what
was the most recent one that you had?
It was like right after I moved there. It was like April, like at the very beginning of April. And
you know what the category was?
4.0.
Damn, isn't that fucking high? Isn't it?
It's not like high, but it was like enough to like rattle the room.
Like,
and like everything rattled,
So to me that'd be startling.
Right, yeah. And also it was like 4. Oh, this was crazy. If you're into angel numbers and all that stuff, it was like at 4:44 a.m.
Oh.
And yeah, so are you into angel numbers, bro? You love your angel numbers?
I think we're living in a simulation. I just don't want to talk about this.
Oh! I'm here for it.
I'm on a whole synchronicity thing.
Good for you, dog.
Too many things are adding up.
I just said dog. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm giving into the universe too much.
Dog. Wait, how is COVID? Over there.
I mean, we just opened back up June 15th. And then
I feel like
now they're telling us to wear masks inside again because the Delta variant is going crazy. I'm just like, everybody get fucking vaccinated.
I feel like we're in definitely a different world.
Yeah.
When it comes to that, we're much farther.
I'm just like, it's scary because like I feel safe because I'm vaccinated, but like at the same time, it's like, what's the next variant? Like, what's the, like it just feels like it's never ending.
Yeah.
But so yeah, things are open, but there's still like that social anxiety a little bit of like, also like, what am I saying? How do I carry on a conversation for the first time?
Yeah.
After all we went through last year, like I think we're all a little bit nicer to each other. I'm hoping. I'm feeling that vibe. Everyone's like a little bit nicer.
I feel that, but definitely not drivers. I feel like drivers.
Oh, not drivers. No, they
got angrier.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But it's been interesting having things open again. I'm just like hoping that comedy will like get back to a normal-ish vibe.
Yeah.
That people will start coming to more shows.
Speaking of shows, what do you have coming up? You're doing some stuff on the
the plug.
Yeah.
I have a show on the 31st at the Flambeau stage, which is a really fun outdoor comedy venue. And I forget where it is, but I think it's either in like the hills or in Silver Lake, anywhere somewhere around that area. But yeah,
they can find that on your Instagram.
They can find that on my Instagram. Oh yeah, and follow my Instagram and my TikTok is where I do all of my character videos and stuff. If you guys want to follow that, shameless plug. It's at Mason Smaj, SMAJ, Mason SMAJ. But yeah, that's where you can find all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess plugs are just shameless. It goes without saying now. It's like we really should. You have to plug everything now. It's like you can't live a life without plugging. Yeah.
We live our lives by an algorithm now.
Yeah.
Also, we did ask you to do that.
That's true.
Yeah, this was amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
I didn't know that just the Jordan Brennan. You had anything to? Do
you have any more people on your that you want to add to the list before we close out?
Oh my god! I've been thinking about these kids.
We're gonna cut that section out and just use that as promo. That thinking about these kids.
I'm just thinking about these kids. Oh man. Oh, man. Like, when you say kids, like, what's the age limit?
35? No.
I mean, I'm a kid forever.
Yeah, I guess
Probably like
18, 17.
preteen.
Oh, so like young. You're thinking like young. Like,
That's child actor. You must be
is
that
13? Is 13
that
child
or
actor?
younger than that. Yeah,
They
yeah.
can't be
You're a
tried as
child.
an
If
adult.
you're a teen.
Oh, Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That is one.
Hayden Panettiere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Was Kate Hudson? No, I don't think so. Goldie Hawn was like the big hot shot. She didn't want her daughter doing that shit.
Yeah.
No, I don't think she was.
I don't think she. Yeah, not until she was older. Oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna like be on my way home and be like, oh, I just remembered so many child actors.
You got a good number.
Okay,
Any number would have been a good number.
But this one is
zero.
This
Like
one
I
is
said, everyone's so much nicer now. Yeah, you could be blank. You'd be like, you kind of suck.
You got 11.
Ooh,
good.
okay.
That's like 2 numbers because it's 1 and 1.
That's right.
That's like cool.
Yeah.
No, this has been very, very fun. We really
Thank you guys
Also,
for having
give her,
me. This
give
is
her
so.
Kate Hudson.
Huh?
Give her Kate
Oh,
Hudson.
really? She was a child
Yeah.
actor.
Woo! 12.
Oh, at
Wow.
the buzzer.
Now
Buzzer beater.
even.
Yep.
I love sports. I know buzzer beater.
Thank you so
Balls.
much for coming on the show.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. This was super fun, and
Yeah.
I'm like sufficiently high and having a great time.
Yeah. And if you guys want to get high like Mason, you guys should come out to New Jersey Weedman's joint the first, second, and third Wednesday of the month
Woo!
in Trenton.
And Trenton's name is now going to change to.
The joint of Trenton eventually.
And
yeah,
then
not
he's
NJ
also
Weedman's
possibly
joint.
expanding to, well, because we can release it since he already released it.
Oh yeah, on the LNH Studios podcast network, it was
He's in our
released
network,
that
yeah.
he's going to be starting an Atlanta joint, most likely.
Sweet.
Yeah, definitely people listening. are gonna be
And
excited.
also, if you're still listening, it's because you really love us. And if you really love
Oh.
us, you would go and get your tickets to our August
yeah.
edition of the
Woo!
Players
Yeah, you guys
Theater.
plug your shit. This is cool.
Yeah.
The Interdimensional, the second Friday of August. This is August 13.
August
Friday the
13th.
13th.
Oh my god, yo,
Well,
that's
guys,
cool.
we're gonna bring you so much luck. We don't know if it's good or bad, but there'll be luck that will be put upon
Taylor
you.
Swift says the number 13 is the lucky number, so there you go.
Taylor Swift will be there. That's right. You heard it here first, guys.
Summer blowout. Everybody's gonna be there, including you. Yay!
Yeah.
Peace out, guys. Catch you later.